Hello, my name is Wendy and I would like to welcome you to my new channel. So I'm sitting out here in the most amazing Australian bush with a little bit of flood water around me because we've had some heavy rains over the last few weeks. You wouldn't know it today because it's sunshine and it's gorgeous. It was -2 this morning. It's about 10 now. It's so beautiful, and maybe while we're talking you'll hear the birds in the background. This is the kind of thing that reminds me that sometimes when you get to this age, so I'm 58 now, we forget to do this and we forget to live in the ease and flow of life. By the time you get to this age and stage of our lives, so I guess I specifically talk to, it's a bit popular at the moment, but Gen X, so anything from around 40 onwards, 40, 45. We forget to do it. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of burnout. And I do know this because that's the journey that I've travelled myself. Back in about 3 or 4 years ago, I had a long career and I left that career under not great circumstances. I had a lot of stress and mental health and burnout. And I wasn't able to pursue that career of, I'd been in there 3 decades. And it was a really painful time, and it's taken a long time just to heal and recover. And it's this kind of thing that I did to be able to come here and do this today. And I'd like to share this space with you as a place of positivity, of ease and flow, and somewhere where we don't need to always talk about fear and anxiety and the problems with being a Gen X, or the problems with challenges around, retirement and the future, because we all know they're there. What I'd like to talk about are the solutions and how we can feel better and more supported. And it's not about just going on I'll just be positive about everything in the world. Well, I don't think that's possible because the world's changed. And I feel like we need this space of ease and supportiveness. Is that a word? I don't know. But anyway, don't judge me. So as I sit here with the cockatoos and the magpies and whatever else I'm sitting with today, I invite you to join and follow the journey along with me. Because solutions are what we want. Kindness is what we need. Looking at what do we value in our life, and what happened to the boundaries that we might have had years ago that possibly led to burnout or the problems that we've experienced. Because often we start our lives, or we go through our 20s and 30s and 40s, and we might have some pretty strong boundaries, but somewhere along the way they fall over those fences, and that allows some of the things to come in that we experience, and sometimes leaves us here in our late 50s a little bit bruised and battered. And I speak from the heart when I say that. So my name's Wendy, and this is a very new space. This is a community that I'd really genuinely like to grow, and as I said, a community of kindness and generosity of heart. I'm not an overly religious person, but I am a very spiritual person, and I live by my values, and I've learnt to do that over the years. I'm very blessed now to lead women in my business and in my groups, because I did work in the health industry, and I've had to, I guess, reinvent myself, and I want to show you that you can do that too if you need to. And it can be challenging at times. I don't disagree with that. And the last 3 to 4 years have been a bit of a roller coaster. Sometimes we go into that valley of death, and then of uncertainty and fear. And then it starts to rise, and we'll hit some highs and everything will go well, and then we go down again into it. There's no doubt there's this, at the moment, life can be economically challenging, and especially if you've come from having regular income and health insurance and feeling supported by an organisation to nothing. and I mean nothing, and to trying to live on, you know, just crumbs. And that's what I've experienced. And if that's what you're experienced, I'm so sorry that you have. And I truly get it. As in the last 3 years, I've been building my business, and I've got a beautiful bunch of women that I mentor, and a beautiful group of women who I've helped, you know, with lots of different things. Perhaps it's weight loss or the challenges that they've had, stress, anxiety, PTSD. There's lots of things that go on for us. Because of this world that we live in, it has changed. You know, if you're a Gen Xer, you will remember the simpler days, that things were simple, that we could ride our bikes around the streets and come home when the lights come on, you know, Mum says come home at dinner time or tea time. You know, life has got a little bit more challenging, and I can appreciate that, and I've experienced it. You know, I raised my children who are now beautiful, capable, loving adults. And I'm very proud of them, and I guess that's a marker of success as a human being, that if you have children that still love you, whatever they're doing in their life, you know, or do love you, and a friendship circle, that a small, you know, couple of people that you can call on if you need to at 3 o'clock in the morning. So this channel is a place of ease and generosity of heart. It's a place of safety and somewhere for you to land, and I would really like to build it up into a beautiful community like that. So my promise to you is to come on here and talk with you, not to you, not scripted, from the heart, and talk to you about some of the solutions that I've been able to develop. I'd like to hear some of yours too, and just be a real human being, because I think that's important, and perhaps it's a little bit of what's being lost at the moment. So if you feel like that's something that you would like to be a part of, I invite you to join as a subscriber. Being a subscriber is free, doesn't cost you anything except your time, and yeah, be part of the channel and be part of this new version of 40s and 50s and 60s and 70-year-old people, whether it's a man or a woman. I mainly speak to women in my business, but that's okay. But be part of this new generation, this new era of YouTube, where we come on and speak freely, kindly, generously, from the heart, with real conversations, not just fear or anxiety, nothing scripted, nothing off AI or anything like that. You know, it has its place. I agree. I'm a modern woman. But I hope to see you in my next video. I'll keep this one short and sweet. I'll keep them coming. I don't know how often, but I'd love to see you in here. So again, my name's Wendy, and thank you so much for staying to the end if you have. Please introduce yourself in the comments, and maybe let me know something about you. Maybe you're retired, maybe you're kind of forced out of the workplace like I was. You know, maybe you are on struggle street a little bit too, because I got to tell you, you know, it's painful when the bills keep coming in, and there's not a lot of income coming in, but somehow, you know, we are so resourceful, we make it happen, and I love that about us. Anyway, I hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.